Yo, 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 welcome back. Week 10 of Double Down Sports. We actually got a Berlin game going on. I am ATAG Swag, and Shrek will be joining me at some point. Okay, that's muted. Um, he had some issues with his vehicle, so he's trying to get those worked out before he'll be joining us. But welcome back. We will. For the most part, I think I'm gonna have this screen up for a little bit. Just kind of looking into the game that's going on right now. We got the Colts and Falcons 7-13, and then there are quite a bit of games today that have some weather. So we'll be going over those because we're at that time of the year where the weather can be drastically different from the north to the south, so and east to west. So. As you know, this is kind of my go-to weather website. This Roto Grinders. Like, if you don't have this bookmarked, you should. Why just stop doing that? Stop popping up all those. But yeah, I really like this website, Roto Grinders. I think it does probably the best out of any of the weather websites that I've been to for sports as far as football goes. I really like it. They update it a lot, and then it has kind of this tier. Like, it really like shows you right away like the games you should be paying attention to. Um, and it has like a little system of color coded. Green means good, yellow means a little. Maybe there's a little bit of something. Orange means there's probably a lot of something, and red means it's significant weather. Usually like a delay or just a crazy storm going on, or something like that. We might see a couple snow flurries today, which I love. I love when we can watch some football games in the snow. I don't know what it is. Maybe in the South and never seeing snow. I know there's other people who definitely think different. Um, but yeah, we'll just kind of go through this real quick while we kind of constantly keep peeking here. I need that field goal. That field goal needs to be good. It sucks. Um, it looks like it's going to be Atlanta's ball. But really, what we got here is the Atlanta Indy game. There's not really any issues. Just a little chilly. No rain, no wind. Open air stadium. No big deal. Just a couple notes, pretty much. New Orleans, Carolina. Some wind. That's about it. Just some wind. Nothing we haven't seen the last couple weeks. Maybe some sustained winds, like 15 miles per hour, and then gusty at times, which shouldn't really affect too much. Maybe more longer, like deeper balls. Balls that travel further in the air. That's about it. So that's the kicking game, punts, things like that. We got two Florida games, and as you know, the Florida games, it's kind of there's going to be rain somewhere until kickoff, until like this game, time to go. You really don't know when or where those showers are going to be. Could be at the stadium, could be around the stadium, and then it could even develop while the game's going on. You just really don't know. So that's pretty much all this says. Just there's rain around. Don't know when or where it's gonna hit, but somewhere in Florida there's gonna be rain. That's what these two say. I checked this one, the weather out last night. That's kind of how I know all this. I like to do my stuff Saturday night, obviously because weather changes, and also they sometimes don't quite announce when players are questionable or.
Yeah, there are.
Oh, fuck them up.
Hello.
What's up, man?
Hi.
All good to go?
What's up?
All good to go?
Yeah, all good to go.
I mean,
It's
relatively
annoying
speaking.
morning.
Yeah, that's never fun.
Yeah, I was like, oh, so my windows are down. It was just pouring outside. Everything was wet.
This sounds like fun, man.
Yeah, it was great. I loved it. That was amazing.
Oops.
Me and my camera on.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'll get you going.
Yeah.
There she is. Let's do There we go. Hello, Shrek. This is Shrek, the co-host.
Hello.
Finally made it.
Yep.
Yeah,
I had a wet car.
yeah, not a wet dog, but a wet car.
Yes. I was like, oh man, you're kidding me, dude. It was like
Hey.
soaked.
Well, if there's good news, Jonathan Taylor's getting you points, so
Yeah, I did see that.
I had him on one of my bets as a first-time scorer, so that helped me out. I figured at least if I'm gonna play him, and he's gonna fuck me. At least I'll get something out of it,
Yeah.
Well, welcome in, Vets, Skeets. What a name. Flex 1, Dobbs, Debo, or Goddard? First question of the day. Let's see.
Goddard's been so consistent this year.
Who else? You said Goddard?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he really has. There's been a handful of tight ends that have been consistent. There hasn't really been one that's been just super dominant. Ferguson was looking dominant, and then he kind of fell off.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Now Bowers is back, and he's been looking right back to form.
I'd say.
Let's dive into this just a little bit before we give our answer. But yeah, Goddard's been a double-digit machine with the exception of 1 week.
Seriously.
So and he's been a touchdown machine. Like that's super good. But his double digits haven't just been for touchdowns. So that's the good point. But as far as a flex player goes, that's pretty good. If you can get yourself double digits no matter what, that's a pretty good. At the same time, Dobbs as well. It looks like the only difference between Goddard and Dobbs is Goddard can be a little more touchdown dependent, whereas Dobbs is not. Multiple times he's hit double digits and not even had a touchdown. He does have a higher ceiling as well. They're both going against Philly.
It's funny that
they're going against each other.
You have Laporta as your starting tight end because at the beginning of the season, my two tight ends were Goddard and Laporta as well.
And then let's just check Debo real quick. Yeah, that's what I would not go Debo. Just like he's been too inconsistent, especially here like the last 4 or 5 weeks. That offense just has not been very good. And I don't you could, if you went with Debo, you could just 4 or 5 points, where Dobbs and Goddard look like almost guaranteed double digit points no matter what. Almost no matter what. So I would lean Dobbs or Goddard. Which one I would go in that matchup?
Yeah, I'm just looking at matchup stuff here.
They go against each other, so
yeah.
Let's go scores.
Goddard is. I mean, I would go as far as saying that Goddard's more consistent than Dobbs, almost, just because of he's literally had one game this season where he hasn't scored double digits in fantasy, so that's pretty impressive for a tight end, let alone any position as well. So, that being said, man, you gotta go with your gut. You gotta go with your gut. Personally, I probably would pick a receiver over a tight end at any point that I have, anytime I have a chance for it, but I get why you would pick the Dallas Goedert this time, just because he's been a touchdown machine, and he's probably gonna get you 15 points, something like that, so I get it, but it just depends. If you're in a tight matchup this week, maybe go with Goddard. If you need to squeak out an extra 5-10 points, something like that, you think you might not be able to get that out of anybody else, maybe put Dobbs in there.
Yeah, I think I would go with Dobbs, just because Goddard's points do matter somewhat on touchdowns, whereas Dobbs doesn't. Dobbs can throw up, 15 points without a touchdown, whereas Goddard's not likely to do that. At the same time, Goddard, has been getting touchdowns. I think you're right. Anytime you can throw in a wide receiver compared to a tight end, most of the time that's kind of how you want to go. But I could even stay Dobbs and flex Goddard.
Devo.
And bench Devo. Yeah, I'm so worried about Devo very well could have a good game. It's just, as you can see, he's had four 4 single-digit games, but his other 4 are almost 20-point games. However, guess who that was with? Guess who was in there at quarterback? It definitely wasn't Mariota. So
that's not when Mariota was getting him the ball.
yeah, so that's you can't really you can't expect him to get 20 points. Can he? Absolutely. Like, I don't want to sit here and say that can't happen. But yeah, I think for my answer, I think I would start Dobbs, and if you don't want that, then Goddard. Like, either one of those, I think are good starts. So let's check in on this game real quick. I want play by play. Here we go. This is what I want to see. Oh, look, Jonathan Taylor getting more points. Woohoo! Like, he just got more yardage.
I saw something the other day about Jaden Daniels, right? And RG3. And it's fucking crazy about the timeline of their careers and, like, the exact of how it matches up and stuff like that. Like RG3 gets hurt against, at home against Seattle on, like, a fucking, like, Monday night game or something like that. And
oh, one of those.
Daniels got hurt.
Yeah, one of those things.
It was just like... It was like same week, same yard line, same team, like everything. It was like the same exact yard line, everything. I was like, what the hell, dude? Like,
we're in a simulation.
It's like, what?
Yo, what's up, Yeet? Good morning. I'm 5-4 currently, and my kicker has a bye. I got to drop. I don't know how to, I never can get that guy's name. I like butcher it hardcore on purpose, but I seriously don't know how to say his name correctly. One of these days I will. I got to drop
one of these.
Mangani or Hubbard to grab a kicker. Would you drop one or not? I got Aubrey. Oh, I love Aubrey. Oh, man, we almost had... Hold on. Before we...
A 70-yarder.
Well, so Cam Little had a 68-yarder. Broke the record. I called part one. Although I have said they're going to be 70-yarders. My official, all right, maybe that's a little far-fetched, was that we are going to have 2 kickers this year that we're going to break the record. And last week, Little made one, and then Aubrey had a chance to tie it. And I was like, ooh. He missed it. But anyway, that just reminded me. I totally forgot about that. But that's something I've been really hardcore on all year that it's going to happen. I don't think there's any harm in dropping Hubbard at this point. The only thing is if Dowdle, Rico's taking over that job for sure. 100%, I don't think there's any turning back. The only thing that'll stop it is if Rico gets hurt. So if Rico gets hurt and you drop Hubbard, well then, that could be a value play. I think you're just taking a risk will Rico get hurt this week or not. So it depends on how close your matchup is. And when does Carolina play? Do they play at the noon? Yeah, they play at noon. Okay, so yeah. And Dallas has a bye.
Yeah. Well, I think it's I get Aubrey's a great kicker, right? But as far as fantasy goes and everything, he's nothing really special, honestly, though. Compared to other kickers from other teams that kick more field goals.
I mean, his 50-yard kicks are almost automatic. Go look at his 50-yard percentages. That's a lot of points. It's in some leagues that's 5 or 6 points. That's as much as a touchdown for a running back.
Yeah, I guess it depends how you score your league and everything like that. But also at the same time, I get he's a great kicker. Either best, him and Boswell are probably the 2 best in the league in my opinion, right? I get that, right? But it's Boswell, I wouldn't drop Boswell. But Aubrey, the majority of the time he just gets single-digit points as a kick. I'm not saying drop Brandon Aubrey because I don't know if I'd drop Aubrey.
Shrek, I'm about to put you on blast. Don't you talk about Aubrey.
All I'm saying is I've never been one to hang on to a kicker unless my kicker's getting me 10+ points every single week and everything like that. I get Aubrey's good, but he gets single digits the overwhelming majority of the time.
Yeah, just the last few weeks, it hasn't looked good for The
You gotta look
defense.
at Boswell, right? And this Boswell's 3 out of his last 4 games. He has 10, 20, 8, and 14. Like that would be a kicker I might hang on to, right?
Yeah.
But like kickers are just like I recycle kickers, and same thing with like defenses too. Like he's good for matchups and everything on that point.
Yeah, for the most part, I'm with you. Like most, like defenses and kickers, most of the time I'll recycle. Like there's just a few exceptions, and like someone like you're saying
Yeah,
like
same.
Boswell, like but Aubrey, I wouldn't drop Aubrey just because he has the potential to get you like, like him and Boswell are two of the kickers who could get you 20 plus points. There's not too
Yeah,
many
they both
kickers
have.
that can do that. The only unfortunate thing with the Cowboys is their defense has been so bad lately. They've been playing from behind, and so there's no reason to kick a field goal most of the time. So like they go for it more on fourth down, or like if you're like someone like Detroit or Philadelphia, or like some of these teams that go for it on fourth down a lot more than others. Like having their kicker isn't as good because you don't have as many opportunities. They just go for
Yeah.
it too much. So, but yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyway, let's get back to the question. I think I would drop Hubbard, um, or drop Luke. It really depends, like, because do you think if you drop one of those guys, they'll get taken by the waiver wire next week? That's the question because you can just pick them right back up. I don't know if it depends on how many people are in your league on if someone will take Hubbard. I know if I had a roster spot, I would scoop Hubbard just to hold on to him because if Rico goes down, there's a top 10 fantasy running back right there. I would not drop Mahogany, um, because I don't. He might be taking over that job from Swift. I know that they talked about they're going to go with a hot hand this week, and anytime a coach says that, that pretty much means there's a running back competition going on. Um,
Yeah, Mononga is
so
playing really good.
yeah, so like
He played a very good game. I
there,
mean,
there's not a competition between Hubbard and Rico anymore. Like Rico's taking that job over. So drop Hubbard, pick him up next week, or drop Luke, pick him up next week. So that's kind of how I would go on that. You got anything to add on that, Shrek, or think differently?
not too much, no. I think I pretty much agree with everything you said right there on that part.
Yo, what's up, Kojak? Welcome in. Welcome in.
What up, what
Start
up?
start two, sit one PPR league. Swift, Debo, Brees. Ooh, this is a rough one. I don't like either three of these this week.
Uh, I'm personally starting Brees because I have to this week in fantasy football, but I just a heads up, he is playing the Browns defense. But, big but here, there's supposed to be rain in that game. So we all know that rain games usually tend to be more run heavy games. So that being said, even if Hall is playing a good defense like the Browns, his yards like might add up at the end of the day. He might get like a fucking short touchdown, stuff like that for Brees. But
Yeah, rather than having like
there
10
is-
carries or something, he might have 20 carries just because of the weather. And that's what we were kind of going over.
yeah.
That's what we'll go back to after we get to the questions.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a couple games today where there's a chance of either snow or rain, so we're
I
gonna
love
have to
it.
keep.
I fucking love it.
Yeah, we're in football. We're in prime football season now, baby.
So,
So I know this is off topic, but the Chicago game today, dude, is gonna be one to watch. Like that game's gonna be a shit show, dude. There's gonna be like 15, 20 mile per hour winds, like maybe some a little bit of snow in there, like classic fucking Chicago football game, bro. I'm gonna love it.
so the official forecast for the I wouldn't say official forecast, but for Roto Grinders, which is the website I like to use, I'm gonna read like word for word what it says right here, and it is winds still on track to be around 20 miles per hour sustained. That's pretty significant winds. Gusts pushing 30 miles per hour. That is significant. Any rain, snow comes pregame, not in game, so that won't be an issue. Still, winds alone could be problematic for longer throws and special teams. It is catastrophic. We cannot throw in this wind. I don't think so. So, is it impactful on longer throws and kicks? Yes. So, it looks like it's definitely going to be windy. I don't think there's going to be current precipitation while the game's going on. Maybe a little like snow shower comes in or something. but it doesn't look to be, a lot of like rain or precipitation while the game is going on. But the wind is going to be wreak havoc on that game. So I would expect a lot more checkdowns to like running backs, tight ends, a lot of quarterback runs rather than throwing the ball, downfield on a scramble. Sometimes the quarterback will just tuck it or throw it away. Special teams looks like it's going to be fun. I would not take a kicker in this game, like absolutely not.
I don't think there's kicker.
Both defenses probably will score decently just because of like how chaotic the wind will be. But someone like when you get an arm, like maybe the wind doesn't affect some of those medium throws as much as it would for other quarterbacks. So like Caleb Williams has a strong ass arm, and he might still be able to make some of those 15 to 20 yard out route throws, whereas other quarterbacks might not be able to. So just a couple like points there that might help you make your decisions. Now back to the question for Swift, Debo, and Brees. Yeah, Shrek's right. Brees does play the Browns. That game also has some stuff, but it looks like there might be some rain or precipitation during the game.
Yeah. So there's gonna be some rain.
But it's also they're playing the Browns, and so I wouldn't expect like a huge breakout game. Like I don't think Brees will get 120 yards or anything.
Yeah. Brees is coming off his best game of the year, and then he had a bye week as well here. So I'm hoping Brees can get back on track from having.
And did they announce
week.
who they're starting for quarterback yet? Because they haven't. They wouldn't officially announce anyone.
Fields.
It looks like it's Fields, but okay, he is set to start.
I mean, he should based off his last game.
Fields to give a clear answer. Still, okay. Okay, it doesn't look like it's still like a 100% clear answer. Like no one said he's for sure starting yet. We'll know like an hour before kickoff. They'll actually announce their like starting lineups and stuff. I would anticipate Fields starting, but and then when it comes to Swift and Debo, like we talked about Debo earlier, I just don't know if Debo can put up double-digit points with Mariota. Mariota can move the ball. He also throws a lot of picks, so he can get a lot of yards, but he also turns the ball over a lot. And then Swift is in a timeshare, so like I just don't know how that's gonna play out. So which two to start?
Definitely Brees.
Yeah, I would say probably Brees, and then I don't know
I'd probably pick Swift on. I only say Swift as well, just because like we know there's going to be weather in that game as well. So, Monongai's not going to be able to get the ball every single time. Like there's going to be a split backfield at least, right? So, they're both going to probably be used the shitload out of both of them today, honestly, because of the weather. It's going to be in Chicago. So, I would say Debo if he had JD5, but he just doesn't have him right now. I just don't trust Mariota, and Mariota's not really been doing great as far as like a fantasy quarterback for his receivers at least. So I think I'd still probably pick Swift there just because of the weather.
Yeah, I think I would go Brees, and then the only thing that like I might like throw Debo in for is they're playing Detroit. I'm anticipating that Detroit is going to go up by a lot very quickly. Like, I don't think it's going to be a close game. Like, by halftime, it could be like a 21-point game or something. So there might be a lot of garbage time where Detroit's maybe not playing super aggressive, and there's a lot of, like, small little throws here or there that Debo could get. That's the only way I really see. Or maybe he hits, like, just a good pass play here because they're just passing so much. And like I said, Mariota can move the ball. I think there's also weather in that game too, isn't there? Detroit, Washington. Oh no, worst rain holds off until after game, but there's still a chance for some showers here. Okay, so there is some chance of a little weather there. So like that's a hard one. So yeah, It looks like the consensus is go with Brees and then Swift or Debo. I don't know. That's a rough one. Uh, yeah, I don't know. Like I can't choose between Swift and Debo. Don't know which one I really, and I can't like just like decipher a way of. So maybe go with what Shrek said.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's the tiebreaker.
Wait. Okay. I was looking at the weather for the Chicago game again, and it had popped up 3 to 6 inches of snow, but that's tomorrow. They're supposed to get that.
Yeah.
Like on Monday, they're supposed to get that. I was like, oh fuck. I'm gonna say that would be fun to watch.
Hold on, I want to look at the radar real quick for these games.
I love me some snow games, dude. I feel like it's gonna snow here soon.
Dude, yeah, I absolutely love snow games. Um, Give me a second. Just take a peek.
I'm pretty sure we're supposed to get snow here soon.
Chicago.
Yeah, Monday night and the Tuesday morning, we're supposed to get a little bit of snow here. It's gonna be in the 20s outside. Holy.
And you know, this like with the weather stuff like this, like so what Chicago's dealing with is lake effect snow. So sometimes that cannot be the easiest to predict. So they're like we've seen games before where they're like they're like it's not gonna be that bad, and then it's like
Into the blizzard.
yeah, and that's because like it could matter like half a mile could matter. That's how like you know how close it can be with lake effect snow. Even less than that, like a tenth of a mile can matter. And so
Seriously.
sometimes it's hard to predict, you know, especially when you're like when you're doing a forecast for like a city or a game. Like it's not, you know, it's not necessarily the easiest with that. So like, you know, that's why some of these like the weather sometimes cannot be as accurate. That's why like I like to look at this, and then I'll go and I'll look at the actual like radar and kind of try to use like some common sense there on, you know, how it's really gonna be.
The stadium is literally right next to the lake, like literally right next to the lake.
Yeah.
So if any place feels the fucking lake effect snow and everything like that more than anywhere in Chicago, it's probably Soldier Field. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be fun to watch.
Yo, what's up, Mags? Welcome
What's
in.
up, Mags?
Welcome in. Nice to see you. Welcome back. Oh, okay. Well, I was about to go back to the weather, but start Mayfield or Darnold. Go ahead, Shrek. I'll let you take it over.
I know Darnold's playing Arizona today. Who's Baker playing?
They are playing.
Oh, the fraudulent
whoops.
Patriots. Okay, I see that. So, not gonna lie, Patriots are gonna get their ass kicked today. Patriots are fraudulent as fuck. I'm just saying. But, I like Darnold's matchup against the Cardinals because I don't think the Cardinals really scare anybody. But it's so hard to go away from Baker Mayfield. Hey, this guy's is a dog. I'd probably pick Shake and Bake, honestly. I feel like Baker coming off the bye week is gonna be a good Baker. It's hard to not pick Baker like any of the time, no matter who the other option is for quarterback, especially when he's having the season that he's actually having this year. So I know his past 2 games, fantasy wise, haven't been the best fantasy games, but outside of that, all season long, he's been in the 20s outside of that. So I still probably pick Shake and Bake here today. But Darnold is definitely not a bad option against the Cardinals. What do you think, Swag?
Yeah, I'm a fan of Baker Mayfield. That's just as far as like his competitiveness. I love watching him play. Both Baker and Darnold are having really good years. I think I would go with Baker. But I think both are gonna have similar stat lines. So like I think that's kind of what the like why it's hard to just say one or the other right away. I think both can throw up
definitely do.
20-point plus fantasy football games. I think both can have 3+ touchdowns type deal.
Yeah.
Um,
Darnold's also has his new receiver today on Shaheed, so it's going to be
yeah,
interesting to see. I love that pickup for the Seahawks, by the way. That takes like he can run so many more deep routes, and that just takes a little bit of pressure off of JSN, and Darnold could just hit fucking Shaheed on those deep routes too and everything. So
and
that's going to be so good for them.
yeah, I think that's a super good pickup for them. I don't know if y'all remember this, but Shaheed last year was, if he wasn't the number one receiver through like 3 or 4 weeks, he was like very close.
Yeah,
Back when he had an actual quarterback throwing to him before, um,
Bradler and fucking whatever his name is.
hold on, I see him. I can see him. The fuck's his name?
Like Stogue or something. I don't
No, no,
fucking
no, no,
know.
no, no. It was he came for the Raiders, and then he got
Oh,
hurt.
last year? Oh,
Yeah, last
Carr.
year.
I thought you were talking
Yeah,
about. I thought
Carr.
you were talking
There you
about.
go. I could see him. I just couldn't pick his couldn't get his name out. Back when he had Carr thrown to him, um, he was hitting long balls, and that's why the Saints through 2 weeks last year, first 2 weeks looked like a Super Bowl team. They scored on 14 straight drives to open the season or some shit like that. And Shaheed was a part of that. So now you have Shaheed going to a quarterback that can throw. I like the pickup a lot. Now I don't know if that'll. I don't know how much he'll play this week. I don't know how familiar he is with their playbook, how good he can pick up their playbook. Maybe he doesn't even play that much this week. He might have to get acclimated. Maybe he plays all, every snap he can. I just don't know, but I do like the pickup. Um, but as far as the question goes, I think I'm leaning more Mayfield,
Yeah, I
but
probably go Baker.
I don't think you can go wrong with either one. Mayfield or Darnold, both I think are good starts. Um, where's my projections? There we go. In fact, let's look and see what they're projecting. Mayfield's projected 20. Surprise, Darnold 17. So 3 point difference projected. Projections don't mean too much. Just kind of like a baseline. So they're expected to get similar points. But I think that's why we're leaning Mayfield. It's just because it looks, you know, they throw the ball out. They also don't have. I don't think they have Irving back yet. Yeah, they don't have Bucky Irving back yet.
Sadly.
So their run game isn't really there like it usually is. You want to talk about trades, Shrek?
Yeah, there was a couple good trades going down. There's a couple teams I want to talk about that's possible for odds this right now this season.
All right, let's hear it.
For example, the Patriots, right? So, Patriots have the easiest schedule and one of the easiest schedules to finish the year as well here. So they have beaten the Dolphins, the Panthers. They beat the Bills, but Bills also possible for we don't know. Maybe. I don't know about after last week and stuff. Maybe that was just like a beginning of the season thing. I think the Bills were off to a slow start at the beginning of the season. I don't know if they're actually for us or not. But anyways, Patriots beat the Dolphins, they beat the Panthers, they beat the Saints, they beat the Titans, they beat the Browns, they beat the Falcons. So today they actually play a real team, and then they play the Jets, the Bengals, the Giants. They go play the Bills and the Ravens, and they end the season on the Jets and the Dolphins again. So I don't see a path and right now where the Patriots don't finish number one in their division and don't win their division just because of strength of schedule and everything like that. They have one of the easiest schedules in the entire NFL.
It looks not they don't play they play a playoff team here or there.
Yeah, exactly. Like every once in a while. So I don't know. I want to. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're not. Maybe they go out and they beat if they beat the Bucks today. I put them as a pretty fucking legit team. Not gonna lie. I think the Bucks are definitely one of the top teams in the NFC. But same with the Bills, right? I didn't know up until they beat the Chiefs last week, which we don't know I mean, the Chiefs played like dog ass, so it wasn't like it was like that much of an impressive win. Like Patrick Mahomes, like I got a whole fucking stat list on him too. Not too hot. Um, but other than that, they beat the fucking Panthers. They lost to the Patriots. They lost to the Falcons. They barely beat the Dolphins. They had a rough time with the Saints, dude. They beat the Jets, and then they beat the Ravens, who had an awful defense at the beginning of the year there and stuff. So it's just that whole division's confusing to me. I genuinely don't know if the AFC East has a good team or not with the Bills and the Patriots. I'm curious. I feel like there hasn't been any like true like test to either one of those teams.
Yeah, you were just talking about the Bills, right? That's who you were talking about, who they've played.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw them like 2 weeks ago, and I agreed with you that I didn't feel like they played anyone. Now, like the Ravens, most years are a good team, but so far this year they're not a good team. They really aren't. So like you can't count that as a quality win. The Jets definitely isn't anyone. Jets and Dolphins and Saints are the three of the worst teams in the league. And then you said that the Patriots were, they're kind of a fraud too. The Falcons are I don't know what to think of the Falcons. Some weeks are good, some weeks are not. And it's just weird because, like, some weeks I'm like, wow, they looked really good and they look like they're really turning a corner. And then they go and get shut out by, like, the Panthers or something. And I don't know what to think of. I don't know what to think of the Panthers either. Like,
yeah.
So.
And it's like the same Panthers are the same way, right? Because like when Bryce Young's playing good, like they have a good defense. Like Panthers actually have a good defense. So like when their offense is clicking, like they're a pretty good fucking team. Like genuinely, like they're pretty good. But like when they're not clicking, they're awful. Like, and same with the Chiefs, right? Like I look at the Bills this last win over the Chiefs. It's like not even like a test to them or anything like that, right? Like for example, I've just pulled up. Mahomes went 15 for 35, had the lowest regular season completion percentage of his entire fucking career against the Bills in their last game. He had 0 touchdowns. He had 1 interception. Has 5 straight losses that the Chiefs have had to the Bills now in regular season football. So like, that doesn't even like. It's not even like a comparable like good stat game. I can't be like, oh, like Josh Allen really outplayed Patrick Mahomes today or something like that. No, because Josh Allen had 1 fucking touchdown. Like,
yeah.
Like. And then Mahomes had no touchdowns. So
yeah, what's weird is
it's one of those things too with Mahomes, like he just got like all his receivers back too. Like his receiver crew is like in core is finally healthy, and then he just has the lowest fucking season completion percentage of his entire career.
It's weird because like I feel like
I don't know.
He's had like this year he's looked better than he has in the last like 2 years. Like last year he didn't look good. In fact, like, he looked really bad. Like, he had a lot of games where he struggled. They just happened to win, like, the luckiest ways possible. Like, 10 different ways that they won. And then this year, he looked pretty good. And then he has a game like that, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, it's so confusing.
Yeah, he had a 44.1% completion percentage and a 57.2 passer rating. That's awful. Like, that's really bad.
Yeah.
Anyways, crazy season.
Were there any other teams that caught your eye or anything before we get to Mags's question?
Pretty much the ones like that, like you called out. Another team that's really has my eye right now is Baltimore. Baltimore's scary. I think we all know the Baltimore's like, they've been a good team for the past couple of years and everything like that. It's just like, can they actually put it all together for one full season? They've won their past 2 games today, and they're playing at Minnesota. Obviously, Lamar's back, and when Lamar's back, it's a completely different team because they can actually score points.
Yeah, they're starting to get healthy again.
So it's the AFC North's going to be very interesting to watch here as the season starts to slowly close out here.
So
it's really halfway through.
I didn't realize this until Thursday's game. But Denver, actually, their record looks better than who they are. Like,
yeah, I know. Yeah,
that game on Thursday was disgusting. Like, that was that looked like a week 1 game. I mean, just how sloppy it was overall, and the 3 and outs, and just the offense wasn't there. and it was Raiders versus Broncos, and it looked like on paper you would think that the Broncos are just going to crush the Raiders, and it ended up being a 10-7 game, which was wild. Like, I still can't believe it. Um, but they're also a team that like I don't know. Are they frauds as well? Like, it's kind of hard to tell. Like, in some of these teams definitely have an easier schedule than others. Um, you know, so but we did call one thing so far is that the Chiefs are not winning their division right now, and I don't think that they win their division. I don't like just
Do
with
they
how
make the playoffs?
yeah, and that's the thing, and
Like,
that's what we talked about is them not making the playoffs right now. They're a borderline wild card team. In fact, would they make the playoffs
I
currently?
don't even think they're. I don't know if they're in right now.
Uh, they would not be.
Maybe the first one out. I think.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, they're the eighth seed
Yeah.
currently.
Yep. Because the
So
Jags would be the
technically,
seventh seed.
yeah.
Chargers would be six. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just because Jacksonville hasn't had their
Yeah.
bye week yet.
Yeah.
I mean, they've had their bye week, and Kansas City hasn't. My bad, the other way. Um, but yeah. Okay, we'll answer this question, and then we'll get to the trades because I do want to talk about the trades because I know that
Yeah.
there is, there's a significant trade that happened. There's a couple significant trades, and we're one of them.
I was gonna say, outside of like just like fantasy football itself, there's been a lot like of football stuff going on the past week that we would like to talk about. So
Okay. So start one. Start one.
yeah,
Flex. Kincaid or Kittle.
Ooh.
This is.
so Kincaid's playing Miami today.
This
so
is
that's
a
positive.
good-
And
this is a
Kincaid
good
had
question.
a really good game his last
Good
game
issue.
against the Chiefs. So
This is the last week that looks like Mac Jones will be starting.
yeah,
Uh,
it was like questionable this week. I feel like, and they let Brock sit one more because Mac's not playing bad at all.
yeah. I mean, what's their
Mac,
record right now?
Mac had a good game last week.
6-3. If you told me that Mac Jones was going to be playing 7 weeks out of the season and San Francisco was going to be 6-3, I would what? What?
Yeah. for real.
So that sounds pretty good. Whenever you throw that out there. So San Fran's playing. They're playing good without having to play Purdy. I don't think it's that. Since they're winning, there's no reason to throw Purdy back in there just to get hurt again. I almost feel like, in a sense, they're saving him for the end of the season, which, I think that's a good way of them going about it. They don't have to force him in at any point. Wait till he's fully healthy, and maybe even give him an extra week or two to, get back into the groove or whatever it is, and then put him in there, So, but to answer the question,
I'm definitely Kincaid this week.
yeah, and I'm with you too because with Mac Jones, it looks like so far Kittle's came back and played 3 games. First game back, no points, but he did have 81% snap count, so he played a significant amount. He just didn't get targeted or thrown. He got targeted twice, and that was it. He's been targeted, and then he got targeted 5 times, and he had 1 touchdown, which is why he got 14 points. So right now he's a touchdown-dependent tight end with Mac Jones in there. And then the next week after that, he got 6.9 points with 4 targets. So no touchdowns. So right now he doesn't look like the Kittle of old until Purdy comes back. So I would go with Kincaid because Kincaid's throwing up really good points.
Yeah, Kincaid's coming off his best week of the season. I'm pretty sure he went off on the Chiefs the last game.
Yeah, he had 22 points. And they're playing Miami, which last game he played against Miami, he had 17.6 points. So,
yeah, true.
I mean, it looks pretty straightforward of an answer. I would go with Kincaid. Not to say, we've seen it before where a team has played the same team, 1 week here, and then the next couple weeks they play a complete different game. So I'm not saying that can't happen. However, it looks very obvious that Kincaid should outperform Kittle unless Kittle has multiple touchdowns and Kincaid doesn't.
Yeah, I definitely would pick Kincaid this week for sure.
So a little update on the game going on right now. It is currently 14-13. Atlanta has a 1 point lead over Indy at halftime for the Berlin game, early game. Do you like these early games? These Europe games? Do you like them?
I think like they're cool, I guess, right? But like I just don't really see like I feel like unless the NFL is making some sort of ridiculous amount of money that we don't fucking know about, I don't think it's worth it. It's a shitload of money to fully pack up these teams and like send them overseas and like all that stuff like
All
that
the
for a
equipment and yeah.
So I actually want to know like if the NFL like actually profits off of this or not. Because I'm willing to bet that they don't.
Yeah. Yeah,
I like outside of like that wise, like I think it's cool like spreading like football to like other places of the world and shit like that, right? But it's also at the same time like, you know, like there's TVs and shit too. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool I guess, but outside of it just being cool, I don't really think it's like really anything useful.
Yeah, I think I like pretty much agree. Kind of, I think we're same thought process. Like, I'm all for spreading the game, but this kind of it feels forced. And I know this is not like the first year we've ever done this. This has been going on for years now. However, it's very it's
this
not
year's been way more.
Yeah, it definitely has been way more. And it's not very I wouldn't say it's very like smooth. Like, so you have to pack up a team to go halfway across the world to play a game, completely different time zone, completely different everything, just for them to have to pack up and come back. And like that's very taxing on the teams that have to go do that. And it's not very like there's a lot of fairness you want to talk about. You want to have like decent schedules and not. You want everyone to kind of be on the same kind of level playing field, and you can't like get that with everything, but they try, and so this feels very like forced and not just like, it's not just like they're playing in like Canada or something. Like if they played in Canada, that might be a little more feasible, whereas they're not. I'm actually kind of curious as to why they're not playing in Canada. I know there's no Canadian teams. But why not?
Why don't we go play a game in Toronto?
Yeah. Like,
That'd be pretty fucking cool.
Now that wouldn't be much of a difference at all. Other than just conditions is a little colder, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, what's the difference between Buffalo and Toronto? I mean, just on the other side of the lake, right? Type deal.
No, yeah. Like, this has to fuck with them so bad because it's like. It's just like a night game for them almost over there, like right, like they're.
Yeah. It's
the evening. It's the evening over there.
Yeah. So like, I like it. I like that we are trying to spread the word, but like at the same or spread the game. But it just really feels forced and not like smooth and like. It really sucks to have your team go across, and then they don't play the same. Like, a lot of the times the games don't really play out like how they're supposed to. Sometimes the games are just like really sloppy because it's just like it's 2 away games. Like both teams are playing away. Anywho, you want to talk about trades?
Yeah, one more thing to add on to this too. What you're saying about like away games is I think it's really shitty that some of these teams have to lose an actual home game and consider some of these like games in Europe to be home games as well. Which like I don't think it's fair to these teams like. That necessarily happens like that. Like, if you're the team that gets picked, like, cool. Like, I don't know if I would be excited about that or not, though. Like, and even, like, you said about, like, Canada and everything, like, that wouldn't be bad, I guess, right? Because, like, they have the same time zones we do and everything. But even, like, for example, like, when we played in, like, Brazil, like, when the NFL played in Brazil and stuff, like, is that a similar / like, same time zone? Like, I think they were, like, an hour, like, ahead or something like that. Like, it wasn't much different, right? So time wasn't really that much of a factor. But even then, it's just still, like, that's a lot of fucking travel. Like,
also, the field conditions were shit. Like, in that Brazil game. Like, they always are.
Exactly. Yeah. The stadium that they're playing in right now looks so not football-y. It's they're all fucking soccer stadiums. So it's so like awkwardly like big or small, and like it's just the proportion sizes of these stadiums are fucking weird
Yeah.
on the NFL stadiums. But I don't know. It's hard to hate it because it's like it's entertaining and it's fun and stuff like that, right? But it's just hard on the players, and it's more hard on the players. I feel like whenever they come back and they have to get readjusted back to their normal schedule and stuff like that, and that doesn't always go as smooth as you'd like it to go. And
Yeah.
yeah, I just think it's more of a just an annoyance than anything personally. But I don't hate it.
Yeah, Max, I'm surprised Sutton didn't have a better. I'm surprised the whole game wasn't better for that. Like, the spread for our picks was like almost 10, and I was like, that's not high enough. I mean, I definitely I think we're all wrong. We all picked Denver. Every single person in our group picked Denver to win by more than 9.5 or whatever it was. So.
Oh yeah, because the Raiders suck.
Yeah, and they just traded away Jacoby and like so.
Yeah, they have like no fucking receivers. They literally have like no receivers outside of Brock Powers. Like,
yeah, they have
Tucker's their number one wide receiver, bro.
And he's a young, inconsistent wide receiver. Like,
yeah.
he's a flex at best. So.
I was gonna say, don't get me wrong. I don't think Trey Tucker's a bad receiver, but I definitely
he just has some growing. Like,
I don't think he's a wide receiver one on any NFL team. To be completely honest.
Maybe someday, but not yet.
Yeah.
Definitely, there's no consistency there.
Yeah, they should have. They really just hate themselves. They need to put Kenny Pickett in, so I'm a fan of starting Kenny Pickett over Geno.
Yeah, same here. I'm actually surprised that Pittsburgh moved on from him when they did. Like, I thought he had a decent season. Like, I was very surprised when they just moved on from him, and I was like, I've seen a lot worse that teams have stayed with, Titans and Colts.
Yeah.
than Pickett. So okay, I guess maybe I see something. I don't see something that y'all do, but yeah. But we did have. Go ahead,
Pickett. I was gonna say, I think the thing with him and like Pittsburgh and stuff was like, it was just such a really like after like having like Roethlisberger for so long, like it's really hard to replace like a Hall of Fame tier quarterback like that. So I think the Steelers, like, they gave him those quick 2 years or whatever, tried to see if it worked. But he just, like, he didn't, like get onto the system quick enough as, like, what they wanted them to and everything. I think that was, like, his only shot. Like,
that's fair enough.
Maybe he'll get another shot in the NFL or something like that. But I think straight from there, he just got looked upon as a backup quarterback. And, like, I don't think he played bad. Like, he definitely was, like, he had like the what's the word for it? Like, he had that dog in him a little bit, He was kind of like Baker. Like, he definitely would put his head down or give something, give his all for the extra like first down or extra yard or whatever like that. So I can appreciate that part of it. But as a passing quarterback, wearing 2 gloves as well is kind of weird. So
you wear 2 gloves, you little bitch.
Like, I never got why do you throw with 2 gloves.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
How?
Maybe his hands were cold. I don't know. I couldn't throw with a glove like on my throwing hand. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't get that. If you've ever tried, like, if none of you all have ever tried throwing football with like a receiving glove on or like a football glove like that, like just do it. It's weird. It's really weird. Like,
yeah, it is.
I don't get how he did that and was like efficient about it.
So what?
Also, that boy loved the fumble.
Who what?
I said that boy loves the fumble when he runs too.
Yeah. There's some quarterbacks that like to do that.
Yeah.
What do you think? What trade or trades do you think were? I don't know, craziest, best, worst, wildest. What trades do you want to talk about?
Well, how I feel about the whole Shaheed thing. That's personally one of my favorite trades that went down. I think that helps to see. I think the Seahawks are really good. Like, I really do think the Seahawks are one of the best teams in the NFC right now. Their defense is good as fuck. And Darnold clearly, Darnold's like he's got it from like last year and everything. Whatever the hell happened in Minnesota with Sam Darnold completely changed his career, and that's just pretty much how it is.
He didn't regress. He just kept going. Like it was so weird after seeing him for so many years do not good, and then to come up and be a good quarterback, and then now go to another franchise and be a good quarterback, because I definitely undervalued the Seahawks a lot this year. Like I didn't think they were going to make the playoffs. I thought their offensive line wasn't going to hold up for Darnold, and he was going to regress, and that did not happen.
Yeah. Well, and the thing about Darnold too, dude, is like he's only 28 years old. Like he's been in the league since 2018, but he's only like I know 28's not young, right? But like he's not even 30 yet, is what I'm getting at. So like
he still could have a 10 years, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like he could like have a good couple years, especially considering he didn't start all of those years too. He's still like he's a healthy like younger guy still. So that being said, Darnold's that guy. I think Shaheed opens up the deep ball for them a lot, and I think it opens up JSN even more. Which you don't even have to have JSN open at this point because he'll just fucking make space. He's amazing. So that was one of my favorites, I think, and I think the Seahawks are a really good team. And I don't feel like the Seahawks overpaid, like some teams overpaid.
Panda, we'll get to your question here in just a second.
Yeah, they only gave up a 4th and a 5th round for that. Unlike the Colts, which I don't know what the fuck the Colts were doing.
Dude, yeah.
The Colts gave up Adonai Mitchell and 2 first-round draft picks, 2026 and 2027 for Sauce Gardner.
So pretty much three first round picks. Bro. That's pretty much because Mitchell was a first round pick. So
he's like a good like up and coming like young receiver.
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea what the hell the Colts are doing there. Like, is having Sauce on your team like that's fucking awesome. I would love to have Sauce on my team too. Like hell yeah, like he's one of the best corners in the league. Like for sure, he's consistent as hell. But there's no way in hell I'm trading away my future like that. All that's telling me right there is the Colts are very happy with the team that they have right now, and they feel very comfortable for the next 2 years with the squad that they have, and they're going to retain these players that they're just going to keep coming back for the next 2 years. That's telling me at least.
Yeah, and they're
definitely going all in.
Danny Dimes looks good. Like the Colts are 7-2, but we've seen him take teams like this and they just disintegrate. He's just like not consistent. So if he can stay consistent through this year and into next year, then maybe I'm like, all right, maybe that makes a little more sense. But I still think that's like steep, because it's not like the Colts are like the Cowboys where they're hurting for secondary players. Like I haven't noticed that their secondary is anything like. Do they really need guard like Sauce? Do they really need him? You know, I don't. Yeah. It's almost like they're like, ooh, let's make a big move, and all right, let's just dartboard. All right, let's get this player. Like, I don't know. That's just. I'm with you. It was kind of shocking. I mean, I like the big splash moves. You know, obviously it's from a viewer's perspective, like it's exciting, but when you're looking at like the franchise and what they gave up. And it's just kind of baffling. It like, wow, that was shocking to me. Did not expect that.
Yeah, that one.
And then to move on from Mitchell, like right away, like And I can like they have. It looks like they're happy with their 3 receivers that they have right now, who are ahead of Mitchell. And Mitchell has had some uncharacteristic drops, because one thing at UT, I think he had 1 drop. His last season at UT, I think he had 1 drop, and he's already had like, I don't know, 4 or 5 this year, maybe even more, which is uncharacteristic of him. So I think they moved on from him too fast. I think he can still be a really good receiver. That was a hefty price for them to pay. So
yes, agreed. Also, welcome in everybody. We will get to your questions here in just a second. We're just finishing up some of this trade talk, what happened the past week, and yes, you can say go Pack go.
Let's get to these questions, and then we can jump back into the trade talks.
Yeah.
That way,
I want to talk about the Cowboys.
Yeah, me too.
Quinnen Williams is not my favorite trade the Cowboys made. I'll tell you that.
He is your favorite?
He's not my favorite.
Oh, okay.
Trade that the Cowboys made. There's another trade that they made that I like better.
Okay.
But
All right,
Let's go into the questions.
let's get to
All right.
the inconspicuous
Panda.
panda. Um,
Yeah, I like your name.
yeah. By the way, guys, if this is y'all's first time here, we would much appreciate a follow. We love answering the questions. Probably our favorite part of the stream. Um, but we are trying to grow the stream, so we'd appreciate any support that y'all could give. We go live approximately 3 hours before kickoff every Sunday. Starting Loveland against the Giants, debating whether to flex K9, Keenan Allen, or Fannin. All right.
All right, let's see. Thank you all for the follow. Much appreciated.
Yeah, they even follow.
Loveland actually was alive last week. He did
Yeah,
something.
he had a game-winning play, right?
You know the meme where it's like someone's like poking someone with a stick. It's like, come on, do something. Like he actually did something. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. No, he did have the game-winning play. Also, that game was insane. If you guys didn't see the end of that Cincinnati and Chicago game, go to YouTube and look up the end of that game.
Yeah, that was wild.
That was insane, dude. There's no way that there was that many scores like that. The fourth, like there was. But yeah, he played a really good game. Maybe Caleb realized that he has a fucking massive target in the middle of the field to get the ball down to now, instead of just Adunze that he is obsessed with. Okay, so what are the other options here? I think Loveland hopefully is a decent option for you today, based off of last week. Hopefully they start using him. Or debating whether to start K9, Allen, or Fannin. Okay.
Oh, whoops. I wanted to click.
I do like the Loveland, though. I've been waiting for him to do something, man. I was kind of big on him in the draft and everything.
So,
It's like the beginning of the year.
so before you fully get into it, Shrek, I'll let you start. I just want to point out that Cole Kemet was coming off of a concussion. So so him and Roshan Johnson are both off the injury report this week. So I don't know how effective or how much of a difference, like, because Kemet got a concussion that game, so Loveland came in and played a significant amount. But he also played a significant amount last game too. So like maybe they're finally starting to utilize him. I just want to point out that like sometimes we don't realize that an injury is what allowed someone to have such a great week. But Loveland's snap count was the same against Baltimore as well, as you can see here on the screen. 81%. So I just want to point that out that don't just jump straight to like, oh, Loveland's alive now.
No, yeah, but
it's just
I also don't think
something to take
Komet
into
never took
consideration.
much. And Komet, well, the thing is though, is like Komet never really took much from him in the first place. I don't feel like Komet never did anything crazy. Like
Yeah.
yeah, but
So-
it is like his past 3 games, his snap percentage has gone up, so that's good too.
Yeah. But go ahead.
K9, Keenan Allen, or It's okay. So Keenan Allen, how about that? All right, let's start there. Keenan, man, has had quite the year. Was not expecting him to have the year he's having coming back to the Chargers, considering they have Quentin and McConkey. He hasn't done as well the past couple of games, but as it looks like, at least for like stat wise and stuff. But other than that, Keenan's a very consistent wide receiver for the most part. It's hard to not pick Keenan every week because I just love the dude. But shit, or Fannin or K9. I feel like I'm definitely going with Keenan. And then who's K9 play, Swag?
They play Arizona, I think, right?
Yes. Also, thank all of y'all for all the follows here. Appreciate it.
My only thing about Keenan Allen is his snap percentage has dropped like significantly the last 2 weeks for not
Yeah, it really has.
for not really any particular reason. Like, Gadsden has came out of nowhere and has been like a tight end wide receiver. But I don't there's no significant injury there. There's no real I don't know why Keenan Allen isn't being utilized as much unless the coaching staff is really trying to make sure he makes it to the playoffs because he's very injury prone. So I don't know, I don't know where, it's hard for me to say Keenan Allen, although up until 2 weeks ago, he's had a very good year, like a really good year. But then he just dropped off and his snap percentage dropped. So that's what has me worried.
Another thing I was talking about, I said K9 too. I'm kind of like second guessing myself in a sense too. I don't know what's up with that because like Kenneth Walker's a good running back, and I don't understand why Charbonnet's also a good running back. Don't get me wrong, right? Like not taking away from him, but at the same time, I don't get why there's a running back by committee as much as what there is there. I feel like K9 should definitely be like that guy, but Charbonnet is taking a lot of the snaps. And the other thing with Fannin too is like Fannin. He had a good week last week, right? So this is like one point out. Fannin had a good week last week, but Njoku also had a good week last week, right? So even when the other tight end in Cleveland's having a decent week, it seems like Fannin's also having a good week as well. And Fannin's just been very consistent as far as receivers. He's about the only consistent receiver the Browns have had this season. So, or tight end or receiver. But
I mean, he's like a receiver.
Yeah. I love Fannin, dude. He's crazy. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is even when Njoku's having good games as well, Fannin's also having good games.
Yeah, they're both playing like a lot of percentages, like snap count.
Yeah.
So I don't think
they run a lot of double tight end.
Yeah. I think going with either tight end is not a bad bad thing for Cleveland. Those are like the only two that really and they're not
outside of Judkins. Judkins gets a good workload. But different department, obviously.
Man.
I definitely say go Keenan. Go Keenan for sure. On this, out of these three for this week, I'd say. And then Kenneth Walker, man, just like, are you pulling up the stats? Yeah. So that's what I mean, dude. It's just like I don't know. It's so hard to predict because like. One run, all it takes is literally one rush, and like Kenneth Walker's down the sideline, 70 yards, touchdown, boom, like shitload of points from one play. But it's not the way it's been going. And Charbonnet and him have just been splitting. I feel like
they're literally on from week to week, one will outperform the other, but they're pretty much like 60-40 for most part, like 60-40, 50-50, 60-40, 50. Like it is like back and forth. And both get receptions and running back carries, and it's not like one dominates. Like it's who has a hot hand. Like I don't know. I will say that Kenneth Walker has been a little more efficient overall. Like his yards per carry and stuff like that on average is a little higher, so he's a little more efficient. And they are playing Arizona. So, I don't know. I think this is a hard one because I feel like K9 is around the 10. He'll get around 10 fantasy points unless he gets just a massive breakaway run. Keenan Allen his snap count percentage is so low, it's hard to what snap count percentage is he going to be at? And then Fannin looks to be about 10 points too. So it's really hard to decipher which of those three players I'm leaning more of to K9 because also the weather is not going to be the best in the Browns game. But at the same time, if Keenan Allen plays 50% snap count percentage or higher, then it'd be Keenan Allen, and I just don't know what's going to happen. So I would lean more of K9 than Keenan Allen. But if Keenan Allen gets that more than 50% snap count, then I go with Keenan Allen. So it's hard. But yeah, that would be my answer. Is I'd go K9 for me. I'd go K9. If I thought Keenan Allen's going to get 50% more or snap count percentage, then I would go Keenan Allen. I don't know that, so that's why I lean with K9. And Fannin's not a bad bet. He looks to get 10 points, but I think Seattle will do pretty decent against Arizona. So,
yeah, it's a hard call. It really is. This is one of the harder questions I think we've had so far today.
Yeah. Are you ready to move on to the next one, or are you still trying to decide?
Yeah, I was deciphering still, but I don't. I'm kind of feel the same way.
I think we threw a lot out there. And I think this is one of those where you just kind of have to. We threw a lot of information out there. Take what we said and then make a decision. I think I was kind of a little more forward on what I would do, but it's not straightforward. This is not easy. This is not one of those good problems to have. This is a very difficult flex to decide.
Yeah. No, I agree. All right. So, what's the next question here as well?
Scarface, welcome in. Rashard White
in.
or Vidal?
Okay, so obviously Bucky's still out this week. Patriots, possible fraudulent team, playing a good team this week. I don't think your defense is necessarily fraudulent. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the Patriots. I want to see the Patriots play a good team, and then I can actually feel like I can judge on the Patriots a little bit better. But also Vidal, the Steelers had 6 takeaways last week against arguably the best team in the NFL, the Colts, right now. So obviously, I don't know how that's gonna go because the Steelers' defense has been really, really good sometime this season, and it's been really, really fucking bad sometime this season. Steelers kept Jonathan Taylor to single-digit points last week, which nobody's been able to do it all this year.
Not even close. Hasn't even been close.
Yeah, not even close, dude. He's run over everybody. And this week, he's back to himself again. He is 20 plus points right now, or near 20 points right now. So, that being said, I don't know if I would start Vidal this week just because of how good the Steelers defense was performing the week prior to then. And Vidal's also, you remember too, he was the 3rd string running back, coming in, he's playing good defense. So I don't know if I would start him over White this week. I'd probably pick Rashad White personally, just because I think the Patriots are good, but I don't think the Patriots are as good as what their record is. I'll say that because they've just had such an easy schedule. So I think once they get some reps against a good team like the Bucks, I think the Bucks will find a way to wear them down a little bit tonight, and I think Rashad White's going to see a good bit of the snaps and a good bit of rushes this evening.
Yeah, so I agree. This is one of those where I hope that what I'm saying does not so. Vidal's matchup is not good. If you watched that game last week, Pittsburgh their defense looked like a Pittsburgh defense. If they play like that,
the highest paid defense in the NFL.
If they play like that, the Chargers are going to have to throw the ball a crazy amount of times, and they're going to have to ride Herbert for the win. I think that's how the game's going to play out. If it doesn't play out like that, then Vidal will have a good week. And what's crazy is, if you go and look, bad week, good week, bad week, good week, bad week, good week, every other week he's been performing really well. I don't think it'll continue like that. I really think he'll get shut down. I think Rashard White is a better, it looks like he'll outperform Vidal because it doesn't even mean does he have to have a good week. It's your question is based on 2 people, so I don't know if Vidal gets over 5 fantasy points today. Can he get more? Absolutely. We've seen Pittsburgh's defense just not be there at times this year.
Yeah.
At the same time, they have looked like a championship defense, and last week was one of those. I think they'll continue with it. So I would go with Rashad White. The matchup is better. He's projected a lot more points. Well, I wouldn't say a lot more. 16 to 12 is not a significant amount, but and remember, it's just a projection, so it's just kind of like a baseline. So I would go with Rashad White. Yeah, it just looks like a better matchup. It looks like the numbers are there. I think he could have a touchdown or 2. I think the Bucks can. I think it'll be a high scoring game between the Bucks and New England. And whereas I don't know if the Chargers and Pittsburgh will be a high scoring game. So
yeah. No, Pittsburgh. That's the one thing Pittsburgh has done whenever our defense is playing well is Pittsburgh controls the scoreboard and we keep everything low scoring and everything when our defense is actually playing well. That is. So Pittsburgh's had the highest paid defense in the league this year, and we finally did that. And in the first half of the Green Bay game as well, we also were shut down. We got totally exposed in the second half of that Green Bay game. So But the first half of that game, we played shutdown defense, and then for us to completely shut down the Colts like that was phenomenal. I was not expecting that as a Steelers fan, bro. Like, I was totally expecting to get shit on last week by Jonathan Taylor, and that's the opposite of what happened. We shit on him. So that being said, I definitely go over Rashad White. He's been playing good too. Like, and he's also a receiving running back, so you're definitely going to get a couple points from him from receptions as well.
Now,
If you look at John Tucker.
Sean Tucker could take some carries away because he did perform better last week. However, I don't. I
don't think it's going to be anything that affects too much.
Yeah. I'm just trying to show you, hey, this could happen. It's not far fetched to say that, Sean Tucker could come in and take some goal line carries or get the touchdowns or whatever. It just looks a lot more better that for Rashad White to take to get more points.
I agree. White. So I think we're both picking Rashad. On to the next one though here. Saying so. Oh yeah, I don't know how I feel about the Packers. Honestly, Seth, the Packers were my favorite team to come out of the NFC at the beginning of the year this year, and now I don't know if I feel the same way. I still feel like the Packers have the talent to come out on top of the NFC, but it's a matter of fact is are they going to put it together? Because they definitely laid a couple eggs this season, against Dallas and everything. Like that game that ended up in a tie.
I almost wore my Parsons jersey.
Yeah, the game against Cleveland, bro. There's just a couple different games that I feel like the Packers should have gotten out of with wins that they didn't. So it's going to be interesting to see how they continue to go forward on in the season. And I can't believe the Falcons are beating the Colts right now. What the fuck?
Yeah.
The Falcons are so damn confusing, dude.
They are. They really are.
But all right, Rashad Riverdale, Pat Cerunti. All right, we just got that one. So Stefon Diggs or Devontae Smith are on the Big Bob's question now. Welcome in, bro.
So Booty is hurt. If you didn't know that, is hurt today. I'll go to it.
I was looking at tight end. I was like, why isn't Diggs popping up?
So he's ruled out today. And he has been someone who has taken some of the different volume, I guess, away from Diggs. I expect Diggs to have a really good day, along with someone who's kind of a sleeper, Demario Douglas. I think Demario Douglas might have a pretty decent week as well. Even Mac Hollins. Yeah. However, I do think Stefon Diggs will have. He's pretty consistent double digits. There's a couple here where he's gotten single digit fantasy numbers. I expect him to have double digit numbers. You can throw on Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay has allowed quite a few quarterbacks to throw on them. They've had some high scoring games and battles. Drake May is having an excellent year. He's number 3 in our fantasy league for quarterbacks, that's outstanding. So I expect him to be able to continue to throw. I think it's going to be a high scoring game. And that just goes to Stefon Diggs. It just helps him out.
Yeah. I do like... oh my god, my was going crazy. Hold up. All going crazy right there. All right, I will say this. I want to point this out that the past 2 weeks that Jalen Hurts has thrown for 7 touchdowns over the past 2 weeks combined, and the passing game for Philadelphia has been completely revived, and their offense looks like a completely different offense the past 2 weeks. I will say that. So, that being said, Devontae Smith has had some really, really good weeks the past 2 weeks now that Jalen Hurts is actually throwing the ball. I think as we get some more consistency and all that stuff like that with the Eagles going forward and them actually consistently using their passing game, it looks like now, I think Devontae and AJ Brown are finally getting their fantasy value this year. I feel like they're just now starting to hit their prime fantasy value because their Eagles are just now starting to get it going on offense with passing the ball at least. We all know what Saquon is and what he can do and everything, and he opens up games, which is why the Eagles needed the pass more because he opens up games for the pass game. He allows the pass game to be a thing, and the Eagles just were not doing that at the beginning of the year. And it seems like they're starting to do that now and actually fully spread out their offense how they should be. Diggs has been playing really good, but for me, it's really hard to turn away from the Eagles on Monday night against. I know they're in Green Bay, so like, it's by any means it's not an easy place to go play, and especially on Monday night, especially this time of the year. It's cold. You're in Lambeau. Lambeau's going to be loud. I think you're in a win-win situation because I think both receivers you have currently are performing at the highest level that they've performed at any point in the season right now. I like Diggs because of the injury that Swag was saying and everything, so I think he'd be a good plug-in. But if I had to pick one, I think I'd probably go with Devontae this week, just based off of how good Jalen Hurts has been playing the past 2 weeks prior to this. But I also completely get picking Stephon Diggs here too.
Yeah,
Like,
this
completely get it.
is a much better problem to have than some of the other questions.
No, yeah, it's a good problem.
Yeah, one of the things I do want to point out, one of the games, like in the last 2 games, AJ Brown didn't play in one of them. So
Yeah,
he's back. He's fully back. He's off the injury report. So AJ Brown will be there. Maybe that actually helps Devontae Smith out by spreading the field and them not doubling him. I don't. But you are right. I don't think it's a wrong answer to go with either one.
I think you're good both ways.
Yeah, I think Diggs. I think Diggs will have a better game. Shrek thinks Devontae will have a better game. I don't think it really matters. I think both are going to have really good games.
Like, if anything, if you have the option to start both of them, I start both of them this week. Like,
Yeah.
who are your other receivers, actually?
That's what I was thinking. Put one in your flex. Like, it's a really good flex. Like, that's a super solid flex.
Yeah.
Rachaad White or Metcalf?
Um,
Let's take a look at Metcalf. We haven't taken a look at Metcalf today. We've taken a look at Rachaad White.
yeah.
Damn, he had a dud last week. Holy shit.
Yeah, he really did. Dude, that Green Bay game, oh my god, he should have had 30 points. Oh my god, he should have had 30 points, dude. Rodgers just missed him over the middle. Like, he just needed like a little bit more touch on that pass, dude, and he was gone.
This is a good question because I think both can have a really good week.
Yeah. Rodgers does like DK. Like, DK does average, like, definitely like in like the teens, like a good bit, like not like low teens, but like mid to upper teens, I'd say.
Yeah, like 15. I think 15 would be
yeah, 15-ish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
And I think Rachaad White, the one thing that I think could hurt him is Sean could take a couple goal line carries or extra carries away from him. But maybe not because they could just ride the hot hand. So I don't know. Pittsburgh. Let me see.
This is a really good question. This is a hard one for sure. It's hard to not pick DK, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's always hard to not pick DK because he's just a monster, fucking human. But
I just think Rashad's projections are a little too inflated. Like, compared to some, I mean, I know he's in like a good situation, but like, I just feel like those numbers are too high for a projection. So I feel like they might look a little inflated. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he does, put up 20 points. I think he's projected like 16 or 17. That's just still kind of wild when DK is not projected more than that. I like DK in this game. It is going to be a little cold.
they're gonna be in Los Angeles.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong. My bad. I was looking at the wrong.
Yeah, you're looking at the
Yeah.
Packers game.
Yeah, my bad.
Another reason, this isn't really a reason to pick a player over somebody, but this is a cool little stat that there is. I was reading about the ticket sales and stuff like that. Over 51% of the ticket sales for the Chargers Steelers game has gone over the Pittsburgh fans.
That's wild.
I was reading that earlier, and I was like, damn, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Pittsburgh always takes over LA, dude. Like, crazy. And, like, they said over 51% of the ticket sales are Pittsburgh fans. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. I think I would lean Metcalf, but Rashad's not a bad, like, perfectly fine to start either one.
Um, Also, the Steelers, I'm not saying like this is going to happen because this happened in prior years, but the Steelers have been known to go to Los Angeles and win in LA. Like we've something like Pittsburgh just does. Like we did this like the past like couple times like went on over there. We always found the way to like win games that we shouldn't have won in Los Angeles. I feel like and everything. This time I like our chances a lot better to go in there and actually crush them. I feel like tonight. I also feel like Pittsburgh's riding a pretty good high right now, coming off of beating Indy. Considering he's beat the best team in the league, that's got to feel pretty good to after losing back-to-back games to the Bengals and the Packers like that. It's got to feel good to come off of that and then beat the best team in the league. So I'd probably go DK here as well. I think. Also, Swag, I'm gonna leave this next question up to you for a sec, bro. I'm gonna go use the bathroom, so I'll be back.
All right, sounds good. Welcome in, Sevet5. Hello, hello. Do I start Seahawks defense, Tampa Bay defense, Bills defense, or Texans defense? All right, let's take a look. Seahawks are playing Arizona with Brissett in there. Brissett's actually played pretty good, although they are at Seattle. Let me make sure 100%. Okay, yeah, they are at Seattle, which is a hard place to play. And I don't think there's any weather for that game, which is kind of weird because usually there is. Yeah, it's actually a pretty good game. And then Tampa Bay, I definitely wouldn't take Tampa Bay defense. The Bills defense, the only reason I wouldn't take them is because last time Miami played them, Miami actually they played the Bills hard. It's also at Miami, and I just feel like, I don't know, sometimes when you get these divisional matchup games where even a team that's good compared to bad, like they just play them hard. I would definitely go with either Seahawks or Texans. Jacksonville's offense is not. They just haven't looked consistent. And Texans defense is super. Like they're really good. I like the Texans defense. My only hiccup about Texans is C.J. Stroud's out. So sometimes a bad offense is not good for a good defense. Like sometimes your offense can help your defense, and this might be one of those cases where like if your offense turns the ball over, like right on the other team's goal line or whatever, that might make it rough where it's just an easy score. And that's the only thing I'm really worried about for that Texans-Jacksonville game. I think I would lean with the Seahawks defense, though. Their defense has played pretty solid. They're at home. Like, completely different if they were in Arizona. So, I don't think Tampa Bay is going to fare up too well against New England. And then the Bills, even though it's Miami, somehow Miami always, like, they just, like, a couple weeks ago, or like towards the beginning of the season, they played them real hard. You could go Bills defense. It's very possible. I think I would lean with the Seahawks defense. Yo, what's up, Josh? Pick 2 full PPR. Tez, Gadsden, Etienne. I like Tez and Gadsden. I don't think Jacksonville will move the ball very well against Texans. I think it'll be a low scoring game, and I just don't trust like Jacksonville offense very very much. Yeah, and that's exactly why, Josh. That Houston defense is just really good, and Gadsden, like for sure go Gadsden. Like he has been popping off. I don't even know where he came from. Like he just popped up out of nowhere. and he has consistently put up double-digit points ever since he started. Like you can see his snap count here like change significantly. This is full snap count for him, and he puts up double digits every week. Like I just don't think there's any way to like. I don't think it's gonna stop, and it's not like necessarily touchdown dependent. I mean, touchdowns help him get more points, but he puts up double digits without touchdowns, which is that's really good. That's something you want in fantasy football, because then if he does get a touchdown, that helps even more. So I would go Tez and Gaston. I'm worried about that matchup against Houston. Yo, what's up, Cody? Welcome in. Pick 2 PPR, Metcalf, Tet, and Wandale. Is Tet? I know Tet was on the injury report. I haven't checked. We haven't had a question about him today, so let me see. Yeah, he's questionable. Let's see what they say. Officially active. Okay, that's good. Okay. So I think. So for sure, I would for sure go Metcalf and Tet. In the New York Giants game, there's supposed to be some weather, and it's mainly dealing with wind. It looks like any like rain or snow comes in the pregame. Now it is like lake effect stuff, so like just as much as like a quarter of a mile can matter. So the game could be worse than forecasted, but with just the amount of rain or wind and all that, I'm not so high on the passing game for either team here. So I would go Tet and Metcalf. Like I think that's this is one of those times where really knowing the weather could pay off. Now could Wandale Robinson have a great game? Sure, he could. But I think Metcalf and Tet are the way to go. Who should I trade Saquon to in our league to help their playoff run? Me! Yeah, right. I'm not making the playoffs. I had Hampton and dislocated points. Y'all know. Where's my IR? Hold on. I had Scat and Hampton, and yeah, that hurt. So. I mean, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to trade for a keeper. So I'll trade you for Saquon. You can take whatever players you want. But welcome in, Rasta. I wouldn't trade anyone to help with their playoff run. That's collusion. You can't do that. But I am looking for a keeper because Hampton and Scat are probably going to be like round 3 and 4. On next year, maybe. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. It's like they could be. I don't think either one of these are round 1 players. And so my first keeper should be a round 1 player. I don't want to keep 2 round 2 players. So I don't even know if I'll have a keeper next year. Because I might be able to let these 2 guys go, and I might be able to pick them up in round 3 or 4 and get different players. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's who I'm looking. But yeah, you can't do that. You can't just trade. Keep Saquon for the keeper because we're probably going to keep 2 players. But yeah. I'm assuming Igbuka over Nico Collins. Yeah, absolutely. Just because of who CJ Stroud's out. Now, I was looking at this last night because it does matter. I don't remember who's the quarterback. Who's Davis Mills. He did get the ball to CJ some last week because CJ Stroud, if I remember correctly, he went out kind of early. Yeah, he only played like a third of the game essentially. So he was able to get Nico Collins the ball. I just don't know if this is going to be such a defensive game. I'm not big on it. Like, this is a small sample size. I don't trust it. But I was looking at that. Igbuka's just done really well. I would absolutely just run with Igbuka, like, for sure. I mean, it's like this year, it's not even. Let's not even do that. Let's go like this. Just stats in general. Oh, Nico Collins is actually having a... Wow. He's doing better than I thought. Wait, this isn't right. There we go. Yeah, I was like, that's not right. Something's not right there. There it is. Yeah, I mean, Egbuka's just... Now, the last couple weeks he's fallen off. I don't expect that to continue, especially coming off of a bye week. And me and Shrek were looking at earlier. I don't think New England's as much of a fraud as Shrek thinks they are. I do think they haven't really played too much competition. Like, the teams that they beat just really haven't been anyone impressive. Even teams that look impressive are not as impressive this year. So, by the way, guys, this is y'all's first time here. We'd much appreciate a follow. We love answering the questions. Shrek will be back soon. I don't know where he went. I thought he was going to get like a drink or something, but he should be back soon. J Boog. Oh my God, how do I say your name? I'm gonna call you J Boo. Let me know how to actually say your name. I'm not too sure how to say your name. I'm sorry. I don't even know how to usually I'll try to pronounce it or whatever. But welcome in. Pick 2 PPR. Gadsden, Tet, Brees. Gadsden and Tet for sure. I do think Brees might get a couple extra carries because the weather. There's supposed to be weather in that game. There you go. If y'all don't know, if y'all want to check the weather, I would recommend going to Roto Grinders. I would bookmark this site. This is a super good site for your fantasy football weather. They color code any games that are might have some weather, and then they give you the actual everything about it. So if you want a quick look, oh, what games do I need to worry about? Well, they're right here, right away, right here. And then you can scroll down and get more details. But yeah, I think Gadsden and Tet. Brees is going against the Browns. The Browns' run defense is excellent. Now, that does not mean he can't have a good game. It's just not likely. He's likely to get 10 to 12 carries. But the weather is not supposed to be the best weather. So, at sometimes during the game, you could have a shower pass by or whatever, and that will affect, the passing game and hold on to the football and all that. So, I think defense is the name of the game right here. Also, both of these offenses suck. And I think over under is 38 or something, which is really low. It's a projection. It's a baseline, but that means it shouldn't be a 30 to 28 game. It's likely going to be if both teams score 20 points, it'll be lucky. So absolutely, Gadsden and Tet both can get you double-digit points. I don't see an issue with either one, especially Gadsden if he continues on his run. Bearing any injury, I think an injury is really what can mess that up. I would low-key draft different if I knew we were doing a keeper. Yeah, Josh, so the one thing I don't like is we had talked about it, mentioned it during the draft, but not everyone was there in the Discord to talk about it. And then mid-season it was talked about because I probably would have drafted different too. However, saying that, I feel at no there's not really too much that would have really changed. Maybe I just draft different, but my injuries is what killed me this year. So I don't, Also, people might have dropped a player they wouldn't have dropped because of IR or something. Yeah, and something like that. Did someone pick up Neighbors?
Yeah, Dank did.
Oh, yeah, and see, that's one of the things, you already dropped Neighbors not knowing it was going to be a keeper league, and then all of a sudden it's a keeper league, and it's well, that's shitty. So I could absolutely see your point there. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated.
No, I get where you're coming from on that part. And Swag said, we did say it was going to be a keeper league at the beginning of the year in the Discord, but not everybody was in the Discord call when the draft happened. Yeah. So That being said, too, even and then we said it was a keeper league. We didn't necessarily say how we were going to do the keeper league. If it was just going to be a one or like 1-2, like first two, or like how exactly it was going to be.
Or what draft position you
So,
picked him at, like, because there's a lot
yeah.
that goes into that.
So
So
what's probably going to happen here is it's just going to be a keeper, but it's just going to be our first and second spot. It's not going to be based off of wherever you pick the person or stuff like that. Like how we were talking about it in the group chat most recently. Like I guess the last time we talked about it. That's if we want to do a keeper league. This is like there's two options. Either we just have to do it like that way, right? Or we just completely redraft and we do a fucking keeper next year. There's like literally the only
Yeah.
two options.
yeah,
Um,
I agree.
because I want to keep this league going, and I want everybody to be a part of it. So, because it's fun. Like everyone pays attention. Like everyone knows what the fuck they're talking about and like doing, and like it's fun.
Yeah, yeah, I enjoy this league, even though I've been like last year and this year, injuries have just crushed me. There's no other way to put it.
Yeah.
That's just straight. Like I was getting down on myself because I was like, man, do I just suck? And then I'm like looking at it. I'm like, no, you're fucking. Look who's hurt on your goddamn team. Like, stop talking about yourself like that. So,
Yeah, Josh, I'm gonna talk to Pluto. Pluto needs to fucking. Whoa, I almost just died. I'm fucking choking my cornbread.
damn, calm it down over there, killer.
Oh, hello. But yeah, I need to get Pluto to join voice chat, bro. He doesn't join voice chat anymore with me, so I can't like ever like fucking talk to him unless I Snapchat him. Like I want to like talk about it, not just like text about it.
Well, and
So
I think what would help is if just a direct message would come out saying, "Hey guys, we're doing this. Like this is how it's gonna go." Like rather than like
yeah,
we're discussing it and there's like, "Oh, we kind of talked about it, but we didn't." And then now it's gonna kind of be a thing, but it hasn't really been set. Like it needs to be like a direct like set, message. Like, "Hey, this is what we're doing." Or it's just we scrap it, we redraft, and we say, all right, guys, keeper league next year for sure. 2 keepers. This is exactly how it's going to work. Beginning of this, because then it's more fair that way. Anyway, um,
yeah, it's at the point where we should probably just completely redraft and just do a keeper next year.
yeah, I think like from a fairness perspective, since not everyone was fully aware, and it would have affected how people drafted and dropped players, because obviously Josh would not have dropped Neighbors. Like it's very obvious. Um, that's probably what should happen. Although I'm not the commissioner, I'm not the one to make those decisions. Um, I'm just trying to come at it like from an unbiased, fair perspective.
Yeah, like I
Because
said, I've been wanting to talk to Pluto more than like just like outside of like on Snapchat and stuff. So like if Pluto can actually join a voice chat and I can talk to him, that'd be nice. Because then we can make it together.
yeah. All right. Anyway, sorry about that. Welcome in, Black Ice. Wait, Black Ice and Black Off. Are y'all related? That's no Blake. Okay, no. Thank you for the follow, much appreciated. All right, let's get to Black Ice's question. I'm stuck between Swift, Managanamai, and Hall. That is
Definitely Breeze.
that is a tough question because
Um,
I could see Brees just getting like 5 points. Like I could see it because of just the matchup
No.
and all that. You don't think so? You don't
No,
think so?
no, I don't think so today. Brees had a really good
I mean-
game his last game. Like he's been getting more consistent, like almost more consistent as the season goes on. Besides, like get like 2 games in there weren't great, but he's been playing better, I think. And like we talked about, like that's gonna be like a game where weather actually has a part in it, right? Like there's gonna be bad weather, it's like rain and all that stuff. And I know he's playing the Browns defense, which is good. I just think he's gonna see the ball a lot today.
Yeah, I just so
And I think he's gonna get a bunch of like short dump off passes. Like you see those games where he has like 4 or 5 like receptions. I think today is one of those games where he has 4 or 5 receptions.
yeah. So the only thing what I could see though is all right. We're playing the Jets. Fields cannot throw the ball like a normal quarterback. Like he struggles. We're gonna stack the box and we're gonna make Fields beat us, especially in the weather. Like, so you just completely stack the box and Brees Hall gets 10 to 12 carries for 20 something yards, which has happened before, I could see that.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like a little hesitant on it. But I do think you're right. I do think in this weather, you could see a lot more screens, dump off passes, tight end passes, things like that. Um, so then the question is, all right, well, how good will Swift and I cannot
Guy.
Manangai, how will their workload go forward? Like we don't really know. They are in a they're in a running back battle right now. Like they've said they're going to go with a hot hand, which means y'all are whoever's doing the best. Whoever's making the plays, we're going to keep going with you. So will it be Swift or will it be the rookie? Like I don't know.
I'd probably pick Swift over the rookie just because I feel like if you look back to like when they were both actually playing, like I look at the three prior games, like the 3 games previous to the Cincinnati game, because obviously Swift didn't play in Cincinnati. I see 46, 45, 34. So Manangai's snaps are slowly were creeping up to begin with on Swift, but Swift was beating him in snaps every time. So it's just like, is it actually like today could be a true 50-50, but it's going to be hard to tell. It's just whoever you think is going to have the better game. Personally, I would probably go with Swift over Manangai just because Swift has the person to put in, right? So like Swift has averaged like a good amount of like fantasy points like this year and stuff like that. Like he's averaging into teens. He's hit the 20s multiple times. Manangai has only hit 20 once and he's been to the teens one time too, and everything else has been low single digits. Obviously that's looking back towards the beginning of the year and stuff like that too, so that's not ultimately a fair comparison looking at the beginning of the year. But looking at it now, I mean,
Shrek, don't talk to me.
pretty even.
Don't talk to me, Shrek. Don't talk to me.
Why?
Don't
JT?
Don't talk to me.
83-yard touchdown? Are you
Fuck off.
kidding me?
Fuck off. God damn it.
Holy shit, he has 42 points.
Oh, yeah, he has
my
42
God.
points. Fuck off.
Sorry.
God damn it.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
He's over 2 yards rushing today. Woo.
Yeah. Oh man.
Ah.
Hey Max, I'm with you. Look. Like, fuck me, right? Look who I'm going against. Fucking.
Yeah, this is the opposite
I
side.
didn't-
This is
I didn't really have a
Jonathan
shot.
Taylor who doesn't have Jonathan Taylor.
My team's so hurt. I had to go with Harvey. I tried to trade. I couldn't get a trade. So I went with my flex because we have 2 flex positions. I put in Taysom Hill, hoping I can get like 30 points out of him out of some miracle because Alvin Kamara is like questionable. So maybe I get some luck. I don't know. I went with a home run. So that's what we went with today. So I was very unlikely to win, and I won't score 150 points. So yeah, this was over before it even started. Anyway, back to the question. I think if you don't go Hall, I think you go Swift. And I think that's because if you look at it, I had it pulled up here. If you look at it, I'm going to pull both of them up here. They were already in somewhat of a timeshare. If Manangai takes some extra carries away from Swift, Swift's numbers still are pretty solid. Consistent double digits, even when his workload started to decrease. So,
This is another thing I'm looking at too. Not to cut you off, but I look at the odds for touchdowns and stuff like that too, and see like what DraftKings and like those places are thinking. DeAndre Swift is plus 115 and Manangai is plus 140. They're the top 2 people to score. They're both 1 and 2 to score touchdowns in that game, anytime touchdown. So even DraftKings and sports books they're agreeing with us is pretty much what this is proving right here. This is going to be 50-50 between those 2 today.
Yeah. So for me, I don't think I would go with Hall today. I think I would go with Swift. I think Shrek is a little different on that.
Well, I feel like Hall has to be in there. Like, you have to pick 1 or 2 there, though. Like, if you have to pick one person, I'm picking Hall, like, without a question, like, for sure.
Yeah, see, I would pick Swift. because of the matchup and the weather. And if the Jets can't move the ball, like he's not gonna, they're gonna stack the box.
Yeah.
And they've done that. Like they've done that before. Like when the Jets can't move the ball, like that's whenever they're like it's crazy. If you go look at Fields, his stat lines, he either gets 4 points or he gets 20 something points. And those games where he gets 4 points, the games where he gets 4 points are the games where they don't move the ball. They just simply don't move it at all. Running, passing, doesn't matter. They just don't move the ball. And if like that correlates perfectly, 100% to Hall's fantasy numbers. I'll even pull it up. You can look like week 2, week 6, week 7, week 2, week 6, week 7. I mean, it lines up perfectly. So, it's all if they can move the ball, then he'll have good fantasy numbers. If they can't move it, and in Fields, like it's crazy how I don't know the last time I saw a quarterback have either 4 fantasy points or 20 plus. There is nothing in between.
Yeah, there's no in between.
I mean, all right. You want to be like a Stifler at 3.98. All right, like come on, but like 4 points or 20 something, like it's crazy. So it really, and I don't think they'll be able to move the ball against Cleveland. With weather also being a factor. Now maybe they do. Maybe because Justin Fields is a really good running quarterback, because he really is. Maybe that's how you beat the Browns on the ground, is having an actual, extra man to block, and that's how you beat their running game. I don't know. I don't think so. But that's why I lean with Swift.
Yeah. The only reason I leaned away from Swift is just because it's still running back by committee, and Brees has that job.
Yeah.
Brees Hall was also driving around a fucking go-kart around the locker room this week, so,
Dude, I was like, all right, bro. That's cool. I was like, I'd be doing that too. Now, if I was like 1 in whatever or 0 in whatever, they got 1 win, right?
Yeah, that's why Josh said Brees is quiet quitting his job for sure. Yeah, bro, he saw all his fucking teammates leave and him got stuck there, and he was like, no. I love all the fucking memes I've been seeing where it's like Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner on their way out of New York, and it's like Brees Hall like hanging onto the side of like a fucking plane like wing.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Take me with you.
Get the fuck out of here.
All right, we only got 15 minutes left in the stream. Let's answer this question and then talk about the trade talks that we didn't quite get to finish.
Yeah, I also would like to get a parlay in for everybody as well. If anybody would like to follow a parlay once we get done these last couple things right here, making a parlay you can follow up with.
Go! We just hit our follower goal.
Let's
fucking
go.
go!
Follower goal.
Yeah, thank you so much for the support.
Today,
yeah, hell yeah. We will be back next Sunday. About 3 hours before kickoff, the normal kickoff time, not the early Europe kickoff stuff. But let's get to, is it Wiggs? I guess it's Wiggs. Rome Odunze or Stefon Diggs? Ooh, go ahead, Shrek, take it away. Because I know you're big on Rome.
Yeah, I'm big on Rome, but I completely fade Rome today. This isn't a hard question at all for me. It's 100% Diggs without a question. There's a chance of fucking snow in Chicago. It's gonna be like consistent heavy wind in Chicago today. Doubtful that Rome gets any type of deep ball today whatsoever. I know Caleb has a strong arm, but that game is gonna be really, really, really weather controlled. I think you're gonna see a lot of ground game and the Giants and Chicago game. If there wasn't weather, it would be more of a question to me, but to me it's not even a question. I'd just go Diggs here just because of the wet. Like there's no chance Odunze is gonna have any type of distance, or like if he has a good game, it's because he caught a 5-yard slant and he took it to the fucking house for 75 yards or something. I don't think he's having a crazy game today just because of the weather, but I'd go Diggs.
Yeah, I'm with you. The weather looks to be a factor with the rain, more the wind.
30 mile per hour wind is not low wind. I mean, and there's going to be some snow and stuff too mixed in as well.
And
dude, W follows, holy.
Yeah, and it's 20 mile per hour sustained winds. If it was something like 10 or 15, that's not as big of a deal. Now, Caleb Williams does have an arm, so he can throw the ball through the wind, but the wind will absolutely impact the game. For this one. This one might be an ugly game. I'm looking for more like if you want to take some props, maybe some of the quarterback rushing props or the receiver, the running back or tight end receptions. Those are things that I would more expect to happen here. So like the little, screen pass here, not so far throws, quick slants, things like that. Those are what you're going to be expecting in a game like this. The kicking game is going to be ass. Special teams game is going to be ass. They're probably going to have someone hold the ball in the kickoffs. So this is going to be an ugly game. So I would fade Rome, mainly because of that reason. If that wasn't the case, it would be close. Also, Booty is out, so Diggs should eat. They do have a couple other receivers that they have been working on getting the ball to, so I don't expect his volume to go up too much as far as like targets and all that, but I do expect him to have a pretty good, significant game. Thank you for the follows, much appreciated.
Yeah, much appreciated. Thank you guys.
All right.
Should I start in the flex position, Jalen Warren or Devontae Smith? Jalen Warren, he's definitely running back one, right? But like Kenneth Gainwell has been getting the ball a lot recently for Pittsburgh, right? That doesn't really have too much to do with my decision here on this whatsoever, but Jalen just not as consistent as fantasy as what Devontae is. I think Devontae, I said this earlier, Jalen Hurts has thrown 7 touchdowns combined in his last 2 games, 4 in one, 3 in another. It looks like the passing game's finally starting to like come around and like evolve in Philly, and they're not just running the ball every single play of Saquon, because that doesn't work. And they figured that out finally.
And they're coming off a bye week.
Yeah, they also are coming off a bye week.
That's the big thing.
Yeah, and I picked Devontae all day. Like, I'm a Steelers fan, I'm a Jalen Warren fan, I love the man, but I gotta pick Devontae, especially with Hurts playing as well as what he is right now.
Yeah, I'm with like everything that Shrek said. All that makes sense. I know that he is a big Steelers fan and a Jalen Warren fan.
Yeah.
But I do think Devontae Smith has a good game here, and it looks like Philly's offense has came to life, like a full offense again, like how it should have been. And we were very confused at the beginning of the year, very, very confused, and it looks like that's came to life. I just think he outperforms. I think both will have a decent, at least a decent game. I just think Smith will outperform Warren.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about this Cowboys trade.
Yeah, okay. So I was telling you about like the Quinnen Williams thing. Like, that's cool. Like, I think Quinnen Williams for the Cowboys is good and all. But the steal you guys got was Logan Wilson. You guys took a good linebacker in a shitty situation, and you put him in I don't think Dallas is a great defense. Obviously, they give up a shitload of points, but they're clearly trying to improve on the defensive side of the ball, and they have a lot of draft picks coming up too. So next year, like, it's not like great, like it's cool and stuff for like this year, but I like this a lot for next year. If you guys getting Logan Wilson, you only lost a 7th round draft pick for that. Like, I think he is a good linebacker in a really shitty situation on a really shitty team in Cincinnati. I think that's fucking awesome for you guys.
Yeah, the meme was we went to the other team that was worse in our defense and picked up their player. I'm with you. Yeah. We obviously needed to do something. If you go and look at the tape, our linebacker, we might have had the worst linebacker in the league. Like, if you look at some of the, I didn't know how bad it was because I was not just absolutely focused on that position. I can't remember what the guy's name is off the top of my head. But he's a young linebacker, and he's bad. I mean, he's running the wrong way. Like, obviously, the whole defense is, scraping and filling holes, and he's running the wrong way. Like, I don't know if I've seen something as bad as what I saw there. So, I do like that move. And I really think it was more of, I think he's still going to perform. Because, the thing is, he got benched, and, he's not part of the rotation, and all that stuff. I don't care about that. Obviously Cincinnati moved on from him, and it might not have even been because of his actual play. It might have been all right, we want a younger player in here who maybe fits our scheme or whatever. For a 7th round pick, I'm all for it. We wasted a 3rd round pick on a receiver that will never play for us. And we obviously needed to do something. And then on top of that, we made another move, which I'm okay with. I don't know My thing is, had we had Parsons the whole time and not done all this finagling, I think we could have a much better record than we have right now, because there have been multiple games where we have been a play away or like a drop away, or we needed that just a little bit better of a rush defense type deal. And who helps you with that? Parsons. Now,
Yeah.
maybe overall this works out even better for us. Especially what I want to see is I want to see how the Cowboys, because people forget that Overshown has been hurt, and he's going to be a Pro Bowl level, like he's a Pro Bowl level linebacker. That's a mouthful. And that was just his rookie year last year. Technically, it was his sophomore year. He got hurt his rookie year, but then he had another devastating knee injury, and apparently he's on track where he's even like he looks even better than before. So like throw that in there to with how he played last year, and then get like our secondary back, because right now we're pulling players off the street. Like our defense could look good, because what helps like a weak secondary or whatever, a really good defensive line, like, or linebackers, and that's what we have coming to us. You know, we picked up another good defensive lineman, Overshown coming back. We get Diggs back. We get Bland back. It could look like a really different defense if they play how they did before this year. So I'm not I'm impartial at this point. To start the season, I was fucking pissed. Like I hated the fucking move. I hated us getting rid of Parsons. Looking at it now, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know, man. The book still hasn't been fully written, you know, so it's not done yet. Let's see how the story completely ends up. And it's going to go into next year before we really know, because there's draft picks that have carried over. So I'm impartial on it. I think we're moving the right direction. At least we did something, because doing nothing would have probably been even more frustrating. So that's what I have to say about it. That's my whole spiel. You want to go ahead and throw up your parlay? Do you want me to share your screen? Because I could do that on Discord if you wanted to.
If you want to, yeah.
Yeah, I could do that. And that way, you can kind of talk it over. Well, just don't show any, don't show your bank account and stuff.
Yeah, I'll show you guys my social.
Let's more options. Nope. How do I get this to?
You're just gonna have to make it bigger in OBS for me.
Oh, yeah. Let's do this. There we go. Alright.
So big.
Shark's gonna put together his bet.
The former NFL commissioner just passed away.
Oh, wow.
Anyways,
Crazy Squad somehow managed to draft JSN and JT as a second pick.
Yeah,
in
that
a
is kind of
10-man
crazy.
league, but flex is where I struggle. I mean, yeah, that's good to have JT and JSN. That's
You don't
arguably
gotta
the
worry
number
about a
one.
flex this week though, because JT got fucking enough points. So
Yeah, JT got enough for you and another position and a flex.
yeah, so
Like,
you're good, bro.
shit.
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna,
drafting Jonathan Taylor was quite the blessing this year.
I'm gonna use the bathroom while you're putting your stuff together.
All right, sounds good. So the couple things I wanted to point out this week, as far as like betting goes, obviously you guys don't have to follow up with me if you're interested in riding the parlay with me. You know, maybe we can win together, but we'll see. So a couple things I wanted to point out this week: Tyron Tracy Jr. Obviously, we were talking about that Bears-Giants game being a very run-heavy game because of the weather. Like 20-mile-per-hour sustained winds, and then like 30-mile-per-hour plus wind gusts and some possible snow, like lake effect snow and all that shit like that. So there's a lot of the like factor in for that game at least. Woody Marks looks like he's pretty much fully taken over the Nick Chubb situation. I don't know that Chubb is actually even playing this week. I think Chubb is actually out this week. So I like Woody to get a touchdown today as well and take advantage of Nick Chubb being out, which he has done every single time Nick Chubb actually has been out. Same with Travion Henderson. It looks like Travion's going to be RB1 going into today's game for the first time all season. He's actually going to be getting those first like RB1 like reps like starting the game. Outside of that, those three are kind of like my three like plays of the week. I'd say like they're not like a lock or anything for me. Just things I think that are going to happen based off of the situations that the games are in, based off weather. And Travion starting his first game like that, Woody not having Chubb to take away snaps from him. I like Derrick Henry as a lock, and I like James Cook as a lock both tonight, or both today as well here. So this is just like a 1 o'clock parlay thing. So if y'all are interested, I'm just throwing 5 on it. It is 5 to win, 502 actually. So excited to watch some football today. Hopefully this hits. See, but I'm 6-3. I also have Saquon. I always tend to make the wrong call. Damn. How are you 6-3 and you have Saquon and JT, man? That's kind of crazy. JT's been insane though, bro. He has been a godsend for sure. I mean, when he averages, I think he's averaging like 30 points a game, bro. It's like genuinely he's averaging like 30 points a game or like at it if he's not doing 30 exactly. But yeah, this is my squad I got here. I got the quarterback position's been a little rough for me. I've been bouncing around different QBs, but JT, Brees Hall, Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson, Laporta, Woody Markson this week, Shakir, and then I literally just picked up Buffalo's defense and a new kicker this week as well. So it's been kind of tossed around a little bit here, but I've had Ricky Pearsall, dude. It pisses me off that he has not been put on the IR. He has missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he's missing 6 weeks right here. And they have not put him on the IR, dude. So I've literally just had to keep him on my bench this entire time. And I can't move him down to injured reserve at all, dude. It's so annoying. It is so annoying. It's a whole extra person I can have in my squad, bro. But, that's a thing. But, WJT today for giving me 42.2 points. He gave you my full squad. You would really be surprised that I was 6-3. I'm sure, bro. I'm surprised you're 6. I mean, I got off to a really bad start. So my biggest thing with fantasy this year, bro, was there was a game. I forget when it was a couple weeks ago, where it was like the Jets were like a Monday night game or something, right? It was the last play of the Monday night game, like the last play of the last game of the week on Monday night, and Garrett Wilson caught from fucking like 30-yard like ball or something like that. They didn't even score, nothing like that, and I lost by half a point. And then I played the highest scorer each week in the league for the first like 3 fucking weeks or something like that too. So I'm on a bit of a win streak here now, so I'm like actually starting to get myself back into playoff contention. I still have the most points against. I still have the most point like against like anybody this season is against me. So of course, but I'm 4-5 and I'm on a win streak right now, and I'm looking to hopefully win this week against Swag. So this is Swag and I.
I would have liked to. I would have liked to have played you with like full or both of our rosters like fully.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just there's just no
You just
chance.
beat the hell up right now.
Yeah, I mean with
RB getting you 3.8 also kind of killed you because Genty didn't play bad.
yeah. Well, I tried to trade. Like I said, I tried to trade, but there's nothing I could do. So I was like, all right,
Yeah.
I'll start Harvey. Maybe he'll have a good game because they're playing the Raiders. Maybe they get up and then, he comes in so they don't hurt Dobbins. That was my whole thought process, which sounded good, but the game ended up being way closer and that didn't work. So yeah, they're with that. So yeah, but getting Scat hurt and Hampton was really what crushed me because he did exactly what I thought was going to happen. First 2 weeks he came in, wasn't really doing that well. And then 24 points, 27 points, then 13 points, and he gets injured that game. So,
Yeah.
yep, and the game just got tied up. 25 seconds left.
Really?
Yep, 25-25.
It's 25-25 with 25 seconds left?
Yep, yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. I need.
How do you like this parlay, Swag? In the Giants Bears game, obviously because of weather and shit, I had Tyrone Tracy getting a touchdown. Nick Chubbs is out this week, so I have Woody Marks getting a touchdown. Travion Henderson is starting the week as running back one, it looks like right now, this week. So I have him getting a tutty. And then my two locks of the week are Derrick Henry and James Cook touchdowns as well.
I really like that. The only one thing that worries me is CJ Stroud is out. So what I'm hoping would happen is that Houston forces a turnover and then like at the 10-yard line, so they're instantly in the red zone, and then they get a Woody Marks
Yeah.
touchdown. That's I could see that happening. That's the only part of your parlay that worries me. Everything else I love. Like I love everything
Yeah.
else that you said.
Yeah, I like Tracy based off weather. I like Henderson because he's efficient. He's good as fuck. They're just now using him. God damn it, New England. Pissed me off, dude. I would have been wanting to watch Travion all damn year. I can't, bro.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's been really annoying though.
Yeah,
Um,
money. I'm with you. I have Fields as well, and he started off as the number one fantasy quarterback, and then he would throw up 4 points, and then he threw up 4 points, and then he threw up 20 something points, and then he threw up 4 points, and I'm like, God damn, like it's been a rough year for fantasy football, and at least in this league, my other leagues, like okay, there's one where I'm in like a league where they're not very good, and I'm absolutely dominating it.
yeah. At least you managed to get Stafford, dude. Stafford's been on a roll. I'm gonna make a second parlay here as well because I really like a couple other plays today. I love Kincaid to get a touchdown. There's going to be a receiver in this Vikings game that gets a touchdown. Just a matter of who the receiver's going to be. I'm thinking. But I love Kincaid with a touchdown today. I'm almost tempted to put like a Jackson Dart tutty.
Yeah, who do I have? I have some crazy listen to this one. I have Brees Hall less than 61 and a half rushing yards. I have this is kind of crazy, but I was like, all right, this sounds like a stat that would happen from this fucking game. I have a Dylan Gabriel rushing touchdown and a Justin Fields rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
I just
Definitely
with the
sounds
weather
good.
with the weather and all that, I could just see some stupid shit like that happen. So I was like, you know what? Let me try that.
Yeah.
Um, are you wanting to wrap up? Are you wanting to do another bet or anything? Or are you ready to wrap up stream?
Yeah, I'm doing this one last bet here real quick.
Looks like we're going to OT in Berlin.
Hmm.
Which is good because I need in order to hit this other one, I need four more completions from Daniel Jones, and I need Downs to get 34 more yards. So it'd be nice if he could get like a 34-yard pass, and Jones complete 3 passes more than that. So that
Yeah.
sounds good. That sounds really good to me.
And then, all right, I kind of like this one a lot too. I think I like this one a lot. Kincaid touchdown, ETN touchdown, Demario Douglas touchdown, and Rico Dow touchdown.
I like I like all those. I don't know about ETN. That Houston defense is so good.
Yeah, true.
But if it hits, it pays off. Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
Also, but like again, on the flip side, I could see exactly what I said about the Texans. The Jaguars doing because they have
Yeah.
Mills in there at quarterback. So I could see a Houston turnover, like right at like
Get
the
ETN
10-yard
down to, like,
line,
a 5,
and then
yeah.
ETN easy, easy peasy. Yeah. By the way, guys, we're pretty much done with the stream. We're just letting Shrek wrap up his he likes doing these bets right before games start. So right after he's finished here, we'll wrap it up and we'll be back next Sunday.
I think I just wrapped it up.
Oh, yeah?
That was my second one. I'm gonna do one more. It's like $1 or something. Just something stupid though.
Yeah, I'm
But-
gonna do one
it's all
with
good.
you off stream. I got
Okay. Yeah.
do a pick six. So
Sweet. Yeah.
All right, man.
right.
Well, guys, good
was
luck on
great.
all y'all's fantasy football games, and hopefully everyone's team wins, all 32 teams.
Yeah.
Actually, I can't be 32. I mean, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good luck to
But-
you, Josh. Hopefully
Yeah,
y'all's
good luck,
bets hit.
guys. Yeah, hopefully everyone's bets hits. Hopefully y'all have good fantasy weeks and everything else like that.
And have a
So,
good week in life. Hopefully y'all have a
Yeah,
wonderful
yeah.
week.
Yeah, have a good upcoming
And-
week here.
And let's see some snow.
Yeah, please. I'm really like. All right, I'm happy the Pittsburgh game is until tonight because I really want to watch the Chicago game today, dude. If there's a
Yeah.
chance, like any chance for like snow, like in snow football, bro, like
Love
you gotta
it.
be on that. Dude.
Love
you gotta
it.
watch it. It's so good.
Yep. All right. Well, we will see y'all next Sunday. Thank you for all the support, and most
Yep.
of all, fuck 'em up.
Fuck 'em up. Have a good night, guys. Bye bye.
Peace.